got some really cool Beatles collectibles today. What's your favorite?
I'd say the bedspread. It's not the most expensive one, but it's something I haven't seen before. Absolutely charming.
Yeah, that one is pretty wild. So let's start at the absolute peak of the mountain. First up, we have a 5-piece Klaus Vormann collection sitting at a fixed price of $99,999.99.
Wow. Barely under 100 grand.
I know, it is huge. The centerpiece is a sealed deluxe edition Revolver 50 book, which is number 18 of only 67 ever produced.
And that includes the artwork, right?
Yeah, the real magic is that it includes a completely unique, framed, original artwork. It depicts Vormann's private conversation with Paul McCartney. Plus, you get a collage series original, 18 of 250.
Incredible.
And a signed Grammy Museum poster, a 1966 store display, and a signed Revolver LP. But I keep looking at this and thinking, how do you even put a price tag on a visual memory of a private chat with McCartney?
Well, you are paying for a direct line to history. And when you are dealing with that kind of money, provenance is everything. For our real versus fake test, this book comes directly from Genesis Publications.
Right, which is huge.
Exactly. And because it is still factory sealed, it makes it virtually impossible for a forger to fake it without leaving very obvious physical tampering marks.
Makes total sense.
And by the way, if you're listening to us on podcast and you want to see photos of these auction items and the eBay affiliate links, visit us at BeatlesFinds.com.
So moving from a visual masterpiece to an audio one, we have the Rubber Soul 3rd UK mono press from 1966.
Oh, the lore on this one is just fantastic.
Current bid is £255, which is approximately $337.53. So the original Dash One cuts were actually recalled, right?
Yeah, they literally made record players skip. The bass frequencies were just way too aggressive for the standard styluses people had in their living room.
The needle would just bounce right out of the groove.
Exactly. So EMI had Hazel Yarwood recut the album. This option is for her Dash 5 cut. For serious audiophiles, this is the holy grail. It is the absolute best-sounding original UK press, graded in excellent condition, complete with the vintage EMI text tracing paper inner sleeve.
I kind of love thinking of it like a director's cut of a classic movie, you know, the version where they finally got all the technical specs perfect. But how do you know you actually hold a genuine Dash 5?
You have to look at the dead wax. Fakers cannot easily replicate those physical Dash 5 matrix numbers because they are stamped directly into the vinyl by the pressing plant. Plus, reproducing the specific crinkly age and weight of a 60-year-old Ematech sleeve is practically impossible for modern bootleggers.
Good to know. Now, if the UK pressing is audio perfection, the American debut was kind of glorious chaos. We're looking at a 1964 VJ Records pressing of Introducing the Beatles.
Well, the infamous VJ pressing.
Yes, current bid is $1,460. It is miraculously still factory sealed with a rare hype sticker, flawless condition, sharp corners, original price sticker intact, no ringwear at all.
Just a pristine copy.
But I have to push back a bit here. I mean, couldn't anyone just buy a shrink wrap machine online and seal a record in their basement? What makes this plastic so special?
That is the exact question every collector needs to ask, especially because VJ fakes were everywhere in the 70s. The secret for real versus fake here is the breathe holes.
Breathe holes.
Yeah, authentic 1960s factory shrink wrap has these tiny visible breathe holes melted into the plastic. You look for those specific holes and you combine that with checking the authentic typography on the hype sticker.
It is wild how much value is wrapped up in knowing your vintage plastic, which makes the truly unique items feel so much heavier. That brings us to our fourth item, a Paul McCartney signed birthday card.
Oh, this one is just lovely.
Current bid is $315. It features a little hand-drawn cow, and it is signed inside, Love Paul and the Kids. A personal doodle like this just feels so much more intimate than, say, a rushed signature on a napkin outside a hotel.
It changes the whole emotional weight of the artifact. You're holding a quiet, domestic moment. But, you know, that intimacy makes it a huge target.
Because of forgeries.
Yes. The Beatles autograph forgery market is massive. For the real versus fake check on high-target signatures like McCartney's, you absolutely have to rely on top-tier third-party authenticators. This item is JSA authenticated.
Right, because they analyze the physical ink flow, don't they?
Exactly. They look at ink flow and specific signature habits, like where the pen lifts or presses hard, which a forger simply cannot recreate naturally.
Fascinating. But You do not always need a signature to feel that connection to the era. Going back to your favorite item from the intro, we have the Beatles Candlewick bedspread.
Yes, produced by L. Hilton and Company in 1964.
Current bid is £66 and 63 pence, so about $89.70. It is an officially licensed 70 by 93-inch flannelette bedspread. I'm just delightfully amazed by the sheer scale of the 1964 merchandising machine.
It was everywhere. You could literally sleep under their faces.
And the term Candlewick flannelette is just perfectly vintage.
It really paints a picture. Now, textiles are tricky for real versus fake. Modern bootleggers will usually just print the designs onto the fabric because it's cheaper.
So you look for the stitching.
Yes. This piece features legitimate 1964 embroidery techniques. You also want to look for the original L. Hilton and Company manufacturer tagging, plus the authentic 60-year fabric wear. You cannot fake that natural aging.
Makes sense. Okay, moving from the largest piece of merchandise to the absolute smallest. Item number 6 is a 1964 vintage original diary pendant and pin button lot.
So tiny.
Current bid is $51. We are talking about a 1-inch diary pendant and a pin button graded VG++. I mean, unlike a massive Sgt. Pepper store display or a huge Hofner bass guitar, these little trinkets were meant to be disposable.
Oh, completely.
They were easily lost in shag carpets or thrown away. Their survival is a minor miracle.
It is amazing they survived the vacuum cleaner. But authenticating something that small requires a very close look. You have to check the clasp mechanisms on the back.
Because they look different now.
Yes. Early 60s clasps differ greatly from modern safety pins. You also have to check the natural patina of the vintage metal.
And there is a stamp you need to find, right?
Yes. You must ensure the correct NMS copyright stamps are there. If the stamp is wrong or missing, it is a modern fake.